Hello and welcome to Detroit Comix Party, your home for free YEEZY boosts and all kinds of other top fashion items of the day.
Comix Party is canceled.
Are you guys anyone?
What?
Are you guys anyone?
No.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike. With you as always.
With you as always is our moderator for the day.
Hello.
What are you moderating for us?
The demise of Detroit Comix Party.
Finally.
I
really had high hopes that it would go and go and go.
We all had high hopes, Michael. Tell me, what were some of yours for the expo?
I thought we could keep it going. I thought we could not die by... I thought it would become a source of feeling good and strength and like, oh, we're doing this really cool thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we're freaking kidding ourselves to think that doing something hard successfully would eventually make us feel good. That's been not the case for our whole lives.
Never.
Yeah, it's pretty much been, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we were taught that from a very young age, that if you're suffering, you're doing a good job.
Right.
You're trying hard.
Maybe if you had employed a wheelbarrow in the production of this expo, things would have turned out differently.
That's one of the simple machines that we decided to forego in the creation of this former expo that we used to make.
Michael, perhaps you should restate the formal proclamation.
That Detroit Comix Party is canceled?
Yes.
The event only.
What was Detroit Comix Party Expo?
Detroit Comix Party Expo was... It may rise again, but...
Yeah, who knows?
For the moment, it was a kind of a comic book convention, kind of a independent publishing trade show, a meeting place for independent book artists from across the lands.
Kind of a vanity cult meeting.
That sounds like a bit of idealism. What was it really, Mike?
I really wished it would have been more, but that's what struck it down, is that it was kind of it was overly idealistic, and it was under-monetized.
Yeah, I think so.
How did you attempt to monetize the expo? Scratch off tickets or other means?
The goal of the evening is not to bring it back.
Are you all right with Kevin once again smashing your dreams, deciding for you?
What?
Deciding for the team.
I like when Kevin decides for the team. You're usually right. You're usually more like
this is all on me now. Oh no. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm more passionate about quitting. No, I think it's a great relief, because it's
what bird would you
eight to
describe?
10 months out of the year of like additional stress on top of everything else, like the normal anxiety level is like a 7 or an 8 already.
But with the expo,
and then you get to add on like feeling like you're constantly falling behind on something very important that even a greater number of people are counting on you to do.
What was the expo supposed to be to you, Kevin?
To me, I don't know. I wanted there to be this thing in our area. Like I want it to.
Your vision
exist,
was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, somewhere for people who make weirdo books to be able to sell them and have a life and maybe have a nice day together. But,
Mike, did you also envision a thing?
I mean, I don't know. How do you define a thing,
Kevin?
I don't know. I like a nice community gathering thing, like a way of. I think, like we said, we wanted to do with this show, which was like to try to make it so that everyone is not their own like horrible little island, and to not know anyone else who's doing the same thing as them in the area, which I think is very easy to do still, even in Facebook times.
And you did this all without the aid of Christianity. Looking back, a mistake?
I didn't say that. Oh. I did a lot of sacrifices.
And Michael, what was your role in this sacrificing?
I don't know. If there was witchy sacrifices, I wasn't probably a part of that, but I did sacrifice my time and focus.
Mental health.
And I feel like I almost like lost my edge in doing it. I always am feeling like I'm losing my edge, that my edge is getting more and more blunted.
Like your life, your character?
Yeah, like my sharpness. And I feel like it was, I think a lot of the bad feelings I got from feeling anxious about Comix Party all the time is like the list of PTSD symptoms.
Which include...
Like, thinking about it constantly. Like, and having a fear of something that's not there. Like, negative. Like, Kevin is always telling me I'm not doing good enough in my head.
Are you, Kevin?
I don't know.
Did
I'm
you
not
tell
doing
Michael
it out
he's
loud
not
because
good
I
enough
think you're doing always a
in
good
his
job
head?
in the real world.
Well, that's the thing. It's like there was a lot of fear and anxiety that was like swarming about at all times.
Yeah.
That was not real and hurting me all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have a pissing contest for like who took the most damage for a Comix Party.
I'll
we
decide
did good.
that.
Huh?
Go on.
The scoreboard is up.
I feel like we did good, and we did 2 good ones.
Yeah, I'm absolutely happy with the outcome of both of them, and I imagine that I would be happy with the outcome of doing it again. But I don't know that the outcome has been able to outweigh the intense emotional destruction of the rest of it.
And I feel like when we talk to other organizers of not maybe comparable events, but
Better.
yeah, better events, they're more capable. Like, just like when they talk about it being hard or it's a lot of work, like a job where you gotta file a lot of papers, where I haven't heard any other organizer talk about how it's like hurting their relationship. What?
How fun it is.
You're right. Well, no, I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about like, oh, it's hurting my personal. It's like really damaging to my private life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, no, I haven't either. But I do have we have heard similar stories of like all the people who have helped us have been really wonderful who volunteered.
Yes. Is that really true, Kevin?
Yeah, actually it is.
Michael?
We haven't had a lot, but everyone who has helped out has been very like serious about it. And
so
really
the list
done,
is
like,
longer. Those who
job.
have let you down. Never extended a hand.
Yes.
Didn't help
there
in the
you go.
first
I don't know.
place.
Yeah.
We're nowhere to be found.
Letting us down. I think that's my default assumption about everyone, though, is that I should expect nothing from them.
Yeah.
So I'm always surprised when anyone helps at all. But, from what we've heard from other people, organizers of much more successful comic shows is very similar, where it's like, even when you do have, it's actually worse to me, where it's like, we could expect that eventually, where you have dozens of volunteers and all of them are there to just hang out, So, I don't know.
So could you describe for someone...
For everyone else, like, it still, from a distance, appears that it's 1 or 2 people who are keeping the entire thing going, always.
So can you describe just the basic physical logistics? A room with tables? What did this actually entail?
That sounds really simple, doesn't it? It's like... Yeah, it's a room with tables in it
A
that's
room
open for a
with
certain amount of
tables.
time. You have to make sure that the people go to the correct table, and you have to make sure that there's other people there to like buy stuff from them. Right?
Paraphernalia.
That's the problem.
How would you describe it, Mike?
I'd describe it just like that, and then it breaks my heart that like we've made it this psychedelic action painting, like conceptual piece, instead of just like
it's a room.
We should get a room with tables and then like have our friends come sell comics at it. Like that would be good. That would have been a good business plan. That would have been a good emotional plan. That would have been a good marketing plan. That would have been a good all across the board. And we can't let it go. Nothing can just be a project that we do for fun.
Yeah.
Everything's a conceptual art masterpiece that we tear ourselves apart for.
I mean, it's that way in the books that we make. It's that way with pretty much everything, I think. Yeah. I don't know how to stop it. I think that's just our way. But Trying to like figure out how to have fun is, I think, a good endeavor.
The humans that were involved in this, were they aware that they were participating in something more than a reading-based garage sale?
I hope so.
But that still wasn't enough to help you to achieve
Folded
your vision.
Paper Depot. I don't know. What is the vision? Is like this gigantic like gathering of zillions of people. I think to
And
the
reality
make
of
and
it
consume
was
weird art. I don't know. I guess. What do you want?
But there was no time in my experience with Comix Party was I like, I'm so pissed my favorite artist didn't come to my Comix Party. Or like, what an asshole. This total stranger that had never seen a zine before didn't do a backflip for like this thing. Like, it was always like, my favorite artists did come. And everyone who came to as a client was like saw new things and loved new things.
Yeah,
even my
for sure.
mom got books that she never would have otherwise come into and thought they were the shit,
Yeah.
And still that wasn't enough.
I just don't think I'm able to have that, like, anything be enough.
You, Kevin, are you ever fulfilled?
Certainly not.
No.
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much everything, I think. I don't think it's a problem with like the way that we set it up or anything like that. I think it really is just like a weird expectations buffet. I don't know.
I'm not blaming anyone.
Are
I
you?
didn't think you were blaming.
Kevin, who do you
Me
blame?
that's in your head yelling at you
I'm
right
not
now.
blaming you especially, but I'm not blaming anyone who came to Comix Party as a vendor or as a
No, not at all.
participant in any capacity.
No, it's all internal. Oops. Yeah. Completely.
Oops, I can't feel good about anything.
Pretty much. Yeah. Can you feel good about anything, Chris?
I do not feel.
No feeling.
Surely, though, Michael, you blame those who didn't come.
No, because like we were talking about, like this one, we got to break 1,000. Like 1,000 people have to come.
We need
Like, that's
going to
be the goal. I think we could have had 10,000 people. It could have been at Kobo. It could have been,
And we would have had the same feelings.
Yeah, it would have been the
So,
same feeling of like.
Yeah. This is more of like a medical emergency cancellation than anything else.
Like it was a false alarm, no stroke? What are you talking about?
What do they say when like a celebrity can't stop crashing his car from drinking too much? Like, he's canceling his tour for exhaustion or
Exhaustion.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And you know how we could have done Comix Party every year, and it would have been wild.
Could have been a room with tables in it.
We would have been drinking. If we were drinking, we could have done Comix Party every year.
Could you elaborate
Makes me
on
feel even worse.
elaborate on your theory that alcoholism would enhance the experience of sitting in a room with tables?
It's because all the feelings that we were just talking about go away.
They
feelings. Right
perfectly
away.
disappear.
Gentlemen,
Yeah,
even
no.
though I have no feelings, I'm as miserable as the next comic strip
Oh,
guy. I assure
no.
you. What? How much do comics themselves, how much blame do they carry, Michael?
It's the same feeling about comics because, like, we got good ideas for comics. I got tons of pages of comics that are ready to be worked on, ready to receive words or lettering or go into completion.
And yet,
It's the similar feeling. Like, I got scripts that are the shit. I got drawings that are wild. Paulie Moonbeam is never curt with me and never, like, a little short. And I showed him these Truth Chart pages that I've been working on, and he was like, why aren't these out? Like, he never like pushes me real hard, but he was like, what are you doing without putting this out? Like, and I was like, these have been done for like a year and a half. And he like kind of scolded me
For not releasing things that you have finished already? Is that what you're saying?
just because he thought the paintings were good because it's with brush. He thought they
yes.
were good and like that it's a
He was assaulting you by encouraging you to share them with people.
yeah.
his sin was appreciating you and your work.
Yeah. I mean, and I I just meant there's work there. I feel bad about it, and other people think it's good.
And how does that make you feel?
Bad.
How do you wish they would feel about your work, Michael?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care what anybody else thinks about my books, and I don't even care if they buy it at this point. I want to feel less bad about it.
But it seems like when they are made to feel positive about it, it makes your negative hole deeper.
I don't think those are exactly...
I was going to say, before we started doing the expo, I never would have quit it. You know? Like, in the past
Like,
times,
theoretically.
Yeah, like if we had started it, like, 8 years earlier, we'd be in the 10th year. Because I wouldn't have been able to say, this is destroying my life and I need to stop it, you know? Because I would feel like if I said that, I would be failing, you know?
But now, failure,
I embrace it fully, or I'm trying to. Or I don't know. I'm disappointed to let down the other people that want to come and to, you know, do it. And I love seeing everybody, and it's like, it's really, once that day is a very nice day. It's about the other many months full of days that lead up to it and the feelings those generate.
Did any of the people disappoint you, Michael, in the same way they disappointed Kevin?
What?
No, that's the thing. Everything was fantastic. Or others always, like, wowed me, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
And even, like, strangers volunteering. Like, if I wasn't, like, living zine and comics world, and a stranger was doing a thing I had no business being in or no context for what the thing is, I wouldn't in a million years, like, I wouldn't volunteer. But strangers being like, hey, yeah, not only can I, like, give you some time, but I'll, like, work hard and, like, think what you're doing is cool and, like, be happy to participate. And all these things are just such foreign concepts, like, just a million miles from how I'm thinking normally.
Mm-hmm.
Were you also repulsed that others found joy in aiding your organization?
I mean, stunned and disoriented, yeah. I think we've talked about that on this show 100 times, though, is that everybody, especially around here, feels like they need to complete all projects in a silo or else they're not real, you know?
And it sounds like this experience has basically reinforced that idea for the both of you.
To me, it's just highlighted my inability to, you know, ask for help, I think. Like, you know? Because, like, if I try to find people, hey, I need somebody to do all of the administrative work for this and, you know, whatever. I didn't ask anybody that, you know?
And why do you fear asking help, Kevin?
What they says no.
Right.
Then I'll be a fool.
Who will see
I'm the fool.
Who will witness your foolishness?
My enemies. Me. Which is the same list.
How much do you enjoy being embarrassed in front of your partner, Michael?
I'm used to it.
And you?
I feel the same shame of not living up to Mike's expectations that he feels of me.
What are your expectations of Kevin, Michael?
My expectations of Kevin are always super duper high, and always I expect this, like, earth-shattering
energy wave.
Yeah,
see
energy
what I
wave.
mean?
You know, but I'm not.
Do you tell him this every day? You remind him how he's fallen short.
I don't tell him enough. But no, I think I'm never, like, ashamed. I never feel. Maybe I wouldn't call it ashamed, but I would. I don't know. I don't want to let you down. I don't know if it's ashamed, though. We've done shameful things, and I wasn't ashamed about it.
That's true.
Back in the good
so
old
it's not
times.
about that.
It's a different feeling. I don't know. I don't know how to describe my feelings. It's been a problem in my life since I was born.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't have any problem, like, not doing the expo anymore. It seriously is all about like leftover feelings of like if other people were getting something out of it. Like I'm happy that we were providing that to them, you know, whether they're selling stuff or coming to look at things that they hadn't seen before. Like I feel like that's positive, and I wish I was able to keep that going.
Do you also not take joy in taking that from them?
No, I don't take any joy in taking that from
But
them.
you do take joy in not doing the expo.
All pleasure
No.
is relief.
Yeah, I guess.
So part
guess
of you
in a way.
enjoys denying them.
I know it's just that
Happiness.
I'm gonna be less miserable. It's not about like this will bring me joy. It's only about like introducing the possibility of happiness as like an option. You know what I mean?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
But doing the event has killed our publishing schedule
That's what I
for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I haven't wanted to make a comic for as long as we've been doing that show.
How did it change your feelings towards comics, Kevin?
I'm having a hard time wanting to make it.
What about reading them, holding them,
I've never
standing near
been a
them?
big reader of comics. I don't know. I like to hold them. I like to purchase them from people.
Tactile.
I look at the front. I don't know. I have a few people who I like reading their comics, but
And Mike, your
not
feelings
a
towards
big
comics
consumer
now
of them.
after the event?
I
Will you sit in the same room with them?
Yeah, with my comics. Yeah. I feel just as good about independent comics and weird art and zines as I always have, you know, but I remember like being whenever 6th grade or youngish and like going to the comic book store and Wednesday's New Comics Day and like get Wolverine and get whatever and Lady Death has got boob out and like I would get a lot of comics. The quantity of comics I would get would be very high. Where now, I mean, we just happen to acquire hundreds of titles just accidentally.
Oops.
But the number of shits that blow my hair back is like 5 comics in a couple years. Because it's less frequent that something wows me insanely, but it's like standing in a wind tunnel. Like it's intense when something is truly awesome. I don't know. It made me addicted to find the rare thing that's like the true art voice instead of just
Those who fall short.
yes.
Have you also become disillusioned by comics, Kevin?
I think Mike was saying that he's not.
95% of comics do stir nothing in Michael. Maybe contempt. A rare 5 comics every 18 years brings Michael to the wind tunnel.
I'm the same, I think. I think it's about the same amount to me. But I feel like we know where to look at least.
Part of the pain of running an expo is pretending that all of the comics you're exposed to, all that you see, take you to the wind tunnel, when in reality few do.
I don't think we're big pretenders of that.
No, but you want to like kind of stack the deck. If you're going to throw a show, you got to stack the deck so that an attendee's probability of getting their hair blown back is increased.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's too maybe a little bit about recognizing that like my particular thing that would blow me away isn't necessarily exactly the same as somebody else's. So like Mike said, to make sure there's people of many different genres and styles and illnesses to be able to, provide a big range,
Do you regret banning crossword puzzle books from the event?
Did we do that?
Yes.
No, I
No.
don't. I don't regret that at all.
No Sudokus either.
No dokus.
Would the event have gone better had it been held in Hamtramck?
We almost did one in Hamtramck. Actually, twice now.
But
Almost in
2.
Hamtramck.
Yep. Canceled.
Yeah. Both canceled.
Why?
I don't know. We're not in with the the cops. I don't know.
In with the cops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, not in with the cops. kind of the opposite of that.
Kevin told me, Michael, that you had to send the personalized letters to each applicant, telling them the bad news that there would be no expo this year. What was that experience like?
It took. I haven't been. I've been going to bed like at 8 o'clock, like old person hours. I've been doing. So I started writing it right when I got home from work at like 5:30, and I sent it at, I don't know. You'd have to look at the timestamp, but like 6:30 in the morning.
That's a big one.
Do you remember what you said in these letters?
Yeah, it's like 4 sentences long.
Perhaps you could share.
But you said to use a word that meant like how much of something we have. Resources. You said to use the word resources.
Resources.
Yeah.
And so then my flourish was that we don't have the emotional or financial resources to
These things are both true.
Sustain another car crash that lasts 6 months.
Yeah, I think like people just come in at the end where it's like this finalized scene of the car crash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you satisfied with that metaphor?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have you guys heard from any of the applicants after the cancellation?
Yeah, there's a couple emails that were like, let us know what's up next.
No accusations of betrayal.
No.
One person, the betrayal is pretty clear, so I don't know that there needs to be any accusations.
I don't know. The bummer is that Patrick Sparrow's not going to come out. Like, I really wanted to tear it up in town with him, and I feel like we really screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to figure out another way to get all the people we like to come here.
And I think just having a gathering and being like, you can sleep on my couch a couple nights and we can like get Mexican popsicles and, we'll do all the things that are like satellite friends of Comix Party. Like, oh yeah, come in on a Thursday because that's when the excellent dance party is, and then we'll go get snacks and we'll go to this other place to draw.
That's good. It should almost be like we need to like modify it so that instead of like a book show, it becomes like a bachelorette party.
Bachelorette party.
Like we get a bus and drive people around town to all the fun stuff.
I'm already feeling anxious about this. It's too much hosting responsibility.
You don't have to drive the bus.
Let's not do this. Yeah, what if they don't like where we take them?
Yeah.
How would you handle the complaints, Kevin, if you were on the bus?
Not well. Not well. I would take it very personally.
Will either of you ever leave your homes again for any cultural reason?
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to, but, signing up for stuff all the time. You got big deal on the weekend. I got a thing on Monday. I got all types of schedule.
And we're going to comic shows again.
Yeah,
we're going to bring our books to other
But
comic
how do you
shows
experience those now, having seen the other side?
What a fucking relief, man. What a great relief to not have anything to do with setting it up. Great appreciation.
Sometimes it's gross to see how the sausage is made, but now it's it gotta be thank you for making this
Thank
awesome.
you for this finished sausage!
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah. We love a finished sausage. And with that...
That's been my go-to thing to say. Nobody, don't even ask how the sausage is made. You don't want to know, so please don't ask.
That's how you ended the emails.
Yeah. Thinking about putting that on my business card. Just don't ask.
Don't ask
how the sausage is made.
Your sausage business.
Seems like both of you
we're out of time.
You're both in elevated moods.
Very out of time.
Better moods than when you started. Congratulations, gentlemen.
All right. I need to moderate you, and we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I can't switch cameras.
It doesn't matter.
Good night,
Whatever.
everyone. Sorry about Comix Party. I love you.
Don't come there.